Hey guys, welcome into another episode of Trailblazer. We've been doing some pretty serious episodes the last couple weeks, so we wanted to take some time and do something extra light. So Julie and I agreed we were going to ask each other 28 questions to celebrate both of our 28th birthdays this year. And in doing so, we're also going to sample some of our favorite beers for the season, both local and national beers. So thanks for joining us for our first official Zoom video Trailblazer Trailblazer 5.
I like the shoulders, girl. First ever.
Yes, I'm in the spirit, so I was feeling kind of like batty, I guess. I'm feeling kind of.
Oh, yeah.
Here we are. We're flying in. We're flying in for this extra special episode.
Love it. Love it. Yes.
Yeah, there will be some technical difficulties, but we'll work through this together.
We will. We will.
So, Julie, you get off?
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just get right to the first beer, right?
Let's go. What you got?
Okay. So first one's going to be Fat Tire Amber Ale. This is one of three that Des and I found to be in our same areas. It was quite a challenge to find three beers that we had in the same same place. So
we went to 3 liquor stores, and Julie and I can only find 3 beers in common. So this is one of those 3, okay? And without going to domestic beers like Coors and Miller, right? But
right, because those are just lame. But yeah, we're gonna taste Fat Tire first.
And I laugh because I picked to put this in the craft beer glass that I got from a craft beer festival, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't classify as craft beer. But here we are. So. Julie's got the wine glass. Number 1.
Cheers.
It actually is. It's pretty good beer. It's pretty solid beer.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, look at these earrings. Look.
Oh, you little hops. I love it.
Hops. John got me these from one of the breweries I'll take you to when you're here in a few weeks.
I'm so excited. Yeah, it's very nice. It's like smooth, but slightly hoppy, but not too bad.
Yeah. This is like
for
someone who only drinks lagers and domestics, but they're ready to start to make the transition. Just pick up this amber ale right here and give you a little sipperoo.
Nice. Established in 1991. Apparently you can get it in Fort Collins, Colorado, or Asheville, North Carolina.
Very fine places I've heard of. But it's too bad. It was 1 year off of our birth year. That would have been pretty cool. We
I know.
Years from like circa 1992. But whatever.
Oh, well.
It is what it is, I guess. So, Julie, the first question. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay. If you were on death row, what would you eat as your last meal?
My mom's homemade lasagna.
Okay.
Mama Karen can cook.
She can. Lasagna's her specialty, right?
Yes, all things Italian. And she uses my grandma Bina's sauce recipe. So it's like a really old, really Italian recipe. And it's, I know, I thought it was going to be more dramatic there, didn't you? But no, it's so good. Her lasagna is so good. So yes, if I was on death row, my last meal would absolutely be her homemade lasagna. Hands down.
Mama Karen's homemade lasagna. Hopefully,
shout out to you, Mom.
Year before.
What about you, Des?
Mine would. I have a lot of favorite foods, but it's either going to be one of 2 things. It's either going to be like pizza with mushrooms and jalapenos as the toppings, extra cheese, and a stuffed crust with some ranch. Or,
wow,
or it's going to be like a burrito.
What? Wow, okay.
With sour cream. I just fucking, yeah.
You better put extra cheese on that pizza, girl. You're on death row. You got to eat all the cheese you can.
I would ask for the maximum allotted amount.
Right. Wow. Okay. Nice.
You ready? Number
I'm
dos?
ready. Question number 2.
Where were you born?
I was born in Modesto, California, 1992, June 11th, 1992.
What's your social security number?
You wish. Where were
Uh-oh.
you born?
I was born in Elkhart, Indiana.
Really? I thought you were born in Florida.
I wasn't born in Florida. I lived in Florida when I was 9 years old. Actually, that picture I posted on my Instagram of me and my little yellow tank top on my birthday with the cake, that's when I was in Florida. But I was born in Elkhart. So born and raised, Northern Indiana girl. Mm-hmm.
Whoa, okay.
Yeah.
I was born in California, but we only made it about, I don't know, 10 months or so. Maybe even less, like 6 months. And my dad's job moved him out to Elkhart. So I moved before.
Situation.
I know, right? I could have lived my life in Cali, our whole family. But anyhow, so we moved out to Elkhart, and then I was raised in Elkhart, Indiana.
And that's how we know each other.
And that's how we, well, hey, if I wouldn't have been out here, we wouldn't have met. So.
Exacto. So
cheers
it's okay.
To that.
Cheers to that. I like that.
I guess I should do that at the camera. I did it like towards you, but like I should do it. That was it's pretty creative, Des.
That was fun. I like that. Okay, Julie, what is your favorite adult libation?
Oh, I feel like I have so many.
It can be a category, I feel like.
I know.
Even still.
Dude.
You better tell us about your indecisions.
Okay, so I want to say, like, if there are no craft beers on the menu, and if the wine selection is very slim, and if there aren't any cool cocktails I want, then I'll just do a gin and tonic. So I think my gin and tonic is definitely my go-to for sure.
Go-to, but not your favorite. You're like, if there's none of this, like if there's none of this. So what's your first choice then?
My first choice. Wow, that's so tough. I don't know. Can we phone a friend, or can you come back to me? What's your favorite adult libation?
Yeah, hi, this is Julie's friend.
Des? No, you're my only friend, Des. So Des.
It'll come to you. It'll come to you.
Okay.
I these days pretty much exclusively drink beer, so I would go with an IPA. Probably the local IPA is what I usually ask for. So I'm always trying to try the newest, the what's what.
The newest and the coolest. Yeah.
But you know, the downsides to beer is like you get super bloated and stuff, right? And especially if you're trying to get wasty or something for some reason.
White girl wasty.
Choice. In which case I would probably go with a gin and tonic with lime. So,
nice.
Yeah, that's that actually, I just love how mild it is. And I drank way too much vodka in college, so I feel like I'm vodka'd out, and I'm not really into like whiskeys and stuff. So it's like rum, and please don't buy me tequila shots. Please do not.
No.
And
no. Wow. I mean, huh?
Did it come to you?
Dude, I like everything, honestly. So it's so hard for me to pick a favorite. Like if it's beer, totally an IPA. Wine, white wine, like a Sauvignon Blanc or a Pinot Grigio. I'll do a red every once in a while, but
reds make me crazy, girl. They make me wild. I don't know.
I like white wines for that reason. Red wines are really like mellowing, and I like them with a nice meal, but I can't really sit there and drink red wine. Champagne is honestly a top favorite for me. I love champagne. So
I did not know you loved the bubbly that much, girl.
Love the bubbly, girl. Love it.
Well, I do too. I think they're fun to pop the tops, and so I think, yeah, more champagne in the life to happen, especially when you move in here. So The next thing on our list is my first local beer. So we tried to each pick like 3 beers that you can buy more in Arizona versus here in Hawaii. So my first local beer. We'll go from the outside in here. So this beer is, which one did I get? The Aloha Spirit Blonde Ale from Waikiki Brewing Company. I
Nice.
love the location of this brewing company. I love playing trivia here. It's right downtown Waikiki, like right on the corner. It's super chill atmosphere. Every time I'm in there, like the bartenders and all the servers are like super nice. So I can't wait to take you here. And I recommend that anybody that comes to visit this on the island of Oahu. So this is this island in Waikiki, where most people end up. So definitely come try some of this. It's very yummy, and I'm sorry you don't get to have any, Julie. So you're gonna have to keep on your fat tire for a minute.
My fat tire.
But it's not far out. Oh, not far away from you, just a few weeks out. And I just wanted to add to, like, I got the Aloha Spirit Blonde Ale today, but this isn't my favorite beer from Waikiki Brewing Company. They actually have an IPA called Skinny Jeans. And I don't know when they're going to make it to the mainland, but hopefully soon. But sometimes they do some collaborations with California Brewing Company or California breweries. So
Love it. I love the can.
Yeah, that's a cute one. Everybody out here does great can design. So cheers to this one.
Cheers.
Yeah, so this one's like super mild. I would say it's like a domestic only better, you know, with some flavor. So
love it.
And I got this cup at the Hawaii Beer Fest, the second annual 2020 Hawaii Beer Fest. So these are very fun.
You and all your beer fest, girl. Do you remember when you lived here, you and I on a whim went to that beer fest downtown Phoenix? Do you remember we went to the hotel rooftop bar? We had a beer.
Oh yeah, that was not that long ago. Yeah, that's great.
It's happening this weekend. I was actually gonna see if I could stop by tomorrow. They're actually doing it despite COVID. So
that's wild, girl. They are not doing that here in Hawaii.
I know.
When you get here, like, it's not. I did want to take us to like a couple like gay bars, you know, and like some drag clubs, but I don't feel like that's gonna be there yet. But we're still gonna have a ton of fun, of course.
Oh yeah, no matter what.
The fishes instead of the male strippers, but we'll
right.
Yeah.
All right, Des. So I'm gonna ask you the questions now first.
Oh.
You ready?
Okay.
First one. Do you believe in God?
Yeah, we did throw this in here.
It's a big one.
No, I think you already know that I do not believe in the traditional sense of a God. I don't think the way it's written out in the Bible, for me, is what makes the most sense. And that's no knock on anyone. You believe what you believe, and I honor that. But for me, I'm more connected to the nature, and I'm trying still to figure out exactly what my purpose is on this earth that is more than reproducing, or, you know, I want to figure out what it is, and I'm trying to get connected to nature to figure that out. And I do think that we all have some sort of purpose, whether good or bad, as it relates to the intentions on the planet, but can't grasp the traditional sense of religion, I guess. But I will say that I think that so many lessons that religion teaches are so amazing. I just prefer to teach them in a different way, but I love all of the I guess the morals and the values that are presented within the book. Like, that's awesome. So I definitely appreciate that aspect of it. There's just some things for me that don't align. So that's a long answer.
Nice. No. It was, I think a long answer is probably needed for this one. So
right. What about you?
I want to say yes and no, because I grew up Catholic, and so I grew up my whole first part of my life believing in God. And then I learned more about life, moving into a different type of school and going to college and just becoming my own person. And definitely fell away from those beliefs and believing in a God or the God, you know. But recently, it's funny because I used to pray heavily because I grew up Catholic, and it was just part of what we did. And recently I realized, like, when I go to pray, I like automatically and naturally say, "Dear Lord," or "Dear God," just because I think it was so ingrained into me as a Catholic. So I say yes and no, because I feel like I do believe, but I don't think Catholicism or like, I believe that each religion that we know about is just a translation of the divine creator and universal energy that has created our world and our galaxy and literally controls everything that happens on this world and in this planet. So it's just, I think the different religion in the Bible and then all the other holy books that are out there, those are just like translations in my beliefs. Those are just translations. It all says the same thing and it all means the same thing, but different sectors of people have taken it and they've applied it to what works for them. Yeah. So I think I'm still trying to figure out what sector I fall into, but I definitely believe that there's a higher power that that controls things.
Well, let me add a question that was not on our list. Because
okay.
Do you believe like in like predestination or predetermination, like your future is already kind of written for you and you're just gonna end up on that path, or do you feel like you have more free will than that?
I believe your destination in your life is predetermined, but because we have free will, we can choose whether or not we stick to that path or deviate.
Okay. Because I would argue that if you can deviate from it, then it's not predetermined because you're going to end differently than the predetermined line said it would. But that's just one spot where like I get lost with religion, because it's just like that I see like everything happens for a reason. I don't believe everything happens for a reason. I believe after something happens, you can find a good reason for it happening, but I don't think it was like the reason then it happened. So it's just like a chicken or the egg kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I get lost. But we won't hang on too long for that or else I'll get too drunk. So moving on to the next question.
Okay. Next question, Des. What is your biggest pet peeve?
I could go on for days, Julie.
Oh, I know.
I find myself, I'm working on this, okay, but I find myself to be someone who gets annoyed quite easily. So I have to like, some of my pet peeves include walking too slow, driving too slow in front of me, driving in my blind spot, taking up an entire sidewalk or aisleway when other, like basically just not being considerate of people.
Lack of awareness.
Like people who are just like, what? Like look around. There's other people operating besides just you. So that would probably be my pet peeve is anything. Oh my gosh, Julie. Loud chewers, but also loud breathers. I shouldn't hear you breathing. That's pretty much how I feel about it. Are you cooking? No, I shouldn't hear you breathing. Okay. I would be like, I remember this, like in class in college, there's a kid like 2 or 3 seats away from me, and I hear him like, I'm like, why do you sound like that? You need to get that checked out. Or in like COVID days, we'd be like, homie, you're sick, you gotta go. But he would just breathe like that, and it took like, I hate to admit this, like every muscle in my body just like, and I would just, why do you breathe that way? I don't know. So anyway, my pet peeves. Your turn.
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, I can't really pick a big one because they all kind of strike me in the same way, but if I'm in a hurry, slow drivers are, definitely a pet peeve.
At least drive in the right lane, right? Like be slow, that's fine, but just over there, not right here.
I do get annoyed when people hang out in my blind spot. Honestly, I think all of my pet peeves just are about a lack of awareness from other people. Because they all kind of like sound similar to yours, like people not realizing how close they are to you in the store or in line. I hate when people get too close. Even before COVID, I would hate when people get way too close to me in line. I'm like, hey man, like, can I get another 6 or 7 inches, buddy? Come on.
You know, like, just shifting so they know they're in your bubble. You're just like, oh,
Right.
this is my space too. All of this is my space.
All of it. You see these arms? Let's stay without. Let's stay outside, okay? Okay.
Oh, I feel you. Yeah, that's rough.
This is probably gonna make me sound like a terrible person, but I get really annoyed if like you're in a store, so you're in a public setting and a baby is just wailing really, really loud. And I understand sometimes it's hard for, they're in a public setting, they're not used to the environment. I get all of that. But I don't know, I guess if it's like on and on and on and on and on, like for my entire visit, I'm like, okay, let's figure out what we can do to help this baby. Like, can we give him a toy, or do we need a snack? Like, I'm happy to help, but
it sounds asympathetic because neither of us are mothers, so we truly do not understand what do you do if the baby doesn't stop crying. I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
So honestly, like if I'm this mom, I'm panicking. I'm just like, please help, I don't know what to do. Like, just take my boob. What do you want? I don't know. So I would try everything. So I feel you. At the same time, like if it happens during my entire grocery visit too, at the end, I'm just like,
yeah, I know. That's how it feels. You're like, I don't even know if I had any thoughts throughout that entire visit, because all I could think about was that noise.
Oh, it's just like, don't kill the baby. Don't kill the baby.
No.
No, but seriously, I wouldn't kill your baby. So nobody
No,
home about
no,
this.
neither of us would. No.
No, but right. Okay, so we still have one more.
Yes, Des, tell me, what is your biggest fear?
We're not going to stick on this one too long because it'll make me emotional. But my biggest fear is losing those close to me. So, yeah, and it scares the crap out of me all the time. So, what about you?
My biggest fear is not attaining the things I would like to attain in life or achieve in life.
I'm sure
I don't even know if that was, huh? What?
I said, I'm sure your family feels good hearing that.
Oh, they know that I love them, and I would hate to lose any of my family members.
Of course, I'm just making a joke. Of course, I wouldn't joke about it if I didn't think you loved them. That would
right. No, I would hate to lose any of my family members, but we all have an expiration date, so I know that at the time when it is applicable, it's eventually going to happen. But yeah, no, I guess I'm just afraid of not achieving the things I want to achieve in life. That's my biggest fear.
Yeah, leaving some shit on the table. Yeah, leaving the earth.
Yeah.
Your seeds under.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not fulfilling like my mission, like what I'm here to do. Yeah.
Totally understandable. I dig it.
Yeah.
Okay, Julie, we get to see your first local beer now.
Yes. Okay, so this beer is called Salt. It's from the Salt River Brewing.
Sorry.
Huh?
I said, I'm still drinking this. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, you're good. Okay, so it's from the Historic Brewing Company out of Flagstaff, Arizona. It's called Salt River Salt and Lime Arizona Lager. It's got a cool little label as well. I don't know if it's a tube. It's like the Salt River tubes. Yeah. So I honestly have never tried this before. It caught my eye though, because it says it's a salt and lime Arizona lager. Yeah. So I was like, oh, maybe it tastes like a margarita and a beer together.
Yes. So we have some local ones too with that same flavor.
Ooh.
I'm excited. Tell people about our Salt River shenanigans.
Salt River shenanigans.
We went tubing on the river, right? And we saw the horses.
We went paddleboarding.
Yeah, but I thought you also went tubing with me on Salt River. You never got to go?
No, I never went. I think that was when we first moved here, right? And I was working Saturdays. And I think you might have gone on a Saturday. I don't remember. But we did go paddleboarding on the river. We did see wild horses for it was my birthday, 2018, June of 2018. But so the beer has a nice like yellow tint to it. We're going to give it a little taste, see if it tastes like a margarita. You know, it actually tastes like Corona with lime and a little bit of salt. So not so much margarita. But it's very light, very nice and refreshing. This is like a good pool drinking beer for sure.
Nice. Solid.
Love it.
Hell yeah. So Julie, if you could live anywhere, where would it be?
If I could live anywhere, where would it be? In my dream home that is on the coast somewhere in the world, up high in a mountain. So you look down and you see the coastline, and I have a staircase that goes all the way down to the beach. And on my porch, I picture this porch, and I look out on the porch and I can go out with like my coffee in the morning, and there are big ass pine trees all around me. And like I'm on a secluded spot right on the coast. So wherever I can find that house, that's where I would live.
You know
And
what?
I will someday live there. I will someday live in my dream home.
At first, as you were describing it, I thought it was very much like a beach, like in Hawaii or Florida. But then when you said the pine trees, I'm like, maybe Northern Cali, or maybe Oregon or Seattle, maybe. You know what? I have to tell you something. You have news. You're going to learn about it right here on the podcast.
Woo!
John is going away for 2 months to Cali.
Why and where and when?
With the company he works for just lost the contract with the electrical company, and so he normally cuts around power lines. He cuts trees around power lines. So their options are get laid off, which is fine. He could find another career, or though he could go to California and continue his job there. They pay very well. They're going to cover his room and board and his flight and stuff. So he's going to leave me for a couple months, and so we'll be here by ourselves. They won't get to see him.
Aww.
But
when?
He leaves the day before my birthday and gets back 2 days after our anniversary.
So I won't even see him when I come? Oh, I'm mad at him now. Oh, I'm mad. John? I'm going to call him.
It was a hard decision for him right now, and I told him, whatever you want to do, like, don't feel pressured just because they're going to pay you well. Like, if you don't want to do it, then we'll be fine. We're going to be okay. So, but he seems like he wants to do it.
Go.
Which is fine too, because I'll have an excuse to come visit in Cali. Haven't been to Northern Cali, so he's going to be. It's I guess not really Northern Cali. He's going to Santa Monica, so it's okay. A little bit north of LA, maybe like an hour.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, let's meet up in LA. Do another LA trip.
Santa Maria. Excuse me.
Santa Maria. Okay. I was gonna say, isn't Santa Monica south? But I was like, I'm gonna believe her.
Riding the scooters for my birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Let's meet up in LA and have an LA trip.
You're kidding me? Yeah, I would love to meet up in LA again. That's so freaking fun. But let's go to San Fran this time instead.
Oh, so down for that.
Love it.
So down.
Love it. Okay. So,
alrighty.
Anywhere in the world. Where would
you live? Sorry, yeah.
Okay, so I've thought about this a lot actually, and I think the answer is nowhere. I am not a stagnant person. I'm a nomad.
Yeah.
I just want to be everywhere. So like I might have a home base, and I very well think that where I am right now in Hawaii, like this might be the home base, but that's also because I'm going to be everywhere else. Like, you know what I mean? I just want to be traveling all the time. So we'll see where it is. Like I haven't lived in a place yet that I haven't been able to fall in love with. I fell in love with Dallas. I fell in love with Nashville. I fell in love with Phoenix. I've fallen in love here in Hawaii. So haven't, maybe I wouldn't in like Springfield, Illinois, but I didn't give that place a chance. So we'll see. I mean, it could be anywhere. I love the mountains. I love the beach. So I love what you described. It's funny because I was telling John, like, I want to live on a hill. And he's like, oh, so you can like oversee the peasants. I'm like, no, I like looking down on people, but not in that way. Like, but,
right.
Yeah. So very similar scenery and what we have here. I love the green. So that's pretty much it. But I always just want to see new things all the time. Like that's where I want to live.
I think we talked about this several months ago, but we have to be neighbors someday.
I
So
agree.
we should live in the same neighborhood at least with those same types of houses so we can always hang out.
Hell yeah. I agree. But I'm going to have houses all over too. So it'll be whatever we want to do.
Free for all.
All right. You ready for the next question?
Yes, I am.
What is the most daring thing you've ever done?
I think the most daring thing I've ever done is probably right after I graduated from Purdue and tried to figure out what to do with my life in 3 months. I think the most daring thing I did after that time is move down to live with you in Nashville. And I only had like $500 to my name. So I think that was the most daring thing. I was really afraid that I was going to sink.
I didn't think you were going to come.
It was a sink or swim type of situation. And I was really afraid I was going to sink. But here I am. I swam and I'm pedaling.
Girl, you doing it. I did not think you were coming. Like I was like, you should come live with me. And then I'm like, you're not going to come do this. I'm here. But I mean, I wanted you to, of course. It wasn't like not a real invitation. I just didn't think you were actually going to do it because it was like such a ballsy move, you know? But
right.
like, no, I'm going to move in with you. I told my mom and I'm like, she told Karen, like it's going to happen. Like if she told Karen, like
it's real.
I called my mom like, Mom, Julie told Karen. It's gonna happen.
Oh, that was fun. Oh, that was fun.
Yeah, we lived in some rough neighborhoods, but we had a good
time. We did. Oh my gosh. The first place wasn't bad. I liked that place. It was just like in the woods and really kind of like gloomy sometimes.
Yeah, and we were right by the airport too, though, so it was like intense, like literally like across the street from the airport, like people.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I mean, it was okay though.
What?
I mean, it was okay. Yeah, no, I mean, we were safe the whole time, even though at sometimes it seemed like a little sketch, you know. But like we were safe, so
yeah.
Fine with me. It worked out.
It was fun. We had a lot of fun in Nashville, girl.
Yeah, we did. Man, I miss our neighbors from Ole Miss.
I know, Kyle and Brandon. They were
they're up to, man. We had too much fun with them. They were always partying.
Always, every single night. I don't even think I have them on social media. Like I couldn't even reach out to them and say, "Hey, what's up?"
I think I do on Snapchat, but I don't ever use Snapchat anymore.
Yeah.
But I can figure it out again, maybe.
Wow. Kyle and Brandon.
Dude, yeah, that's cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, the most daring thing you've ever done. All right.
Yes. What's the most daring thing you've ever done?
I gotta go. Like, I move all over, but I think we're different in that. Like, daring for you was moving. It wasn't like super in your character to, you know, it's been in my character to just go all over the place. So that was very daring for me. But what was jumping out of a plane, like going skydiving. Joey and I went skydiving in college, or after college, actually, in Tennessee. We went down to Chattanooga, and it was super badass. It was really cool. But I was freaked out the whole time. Like, I'll do anything. I want to get everything out of life, but that doesn't mean it doesn't scare the absolute shit out of me. So yeah, I was very scared, and I was just putting on a front the whole time. I was like, just act brave, just fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? And yeah, I faked it till we jumped out of that plane, and you saw my face. The whole thing on video, and I'm just like. It was a good time. But yeah, no, it scared me, but it's good because I survived. So it kind of gave me, you know, strength to keep doing weird things like that. Like maybe I'll walk a tightrope across the Grand Canyon or something. Who knows?
Dude, but. Stay weird, girl. I think I was supposed to go skydiving with you, and I chickened out that day.
I think you did.
I was so afraid to do that, and I don't think I ever will do that.
You don't think you'll ever do it? But you go with someone on your back who does it all the time, several times a day, like 10 times a day, or maybe 5 times a day, they'll skydive. Like, that's a lot, you know? And they're still alive. So that's a lot of data to support the living of the.
I guess you're right. You're right.
That's what got me through, Julie, because my brain was real and I was like, I don't want to die today. But I was like, you know what? He did this 4 times already today. And this motherfucker's alive. He's ready to go again.
Oh my gosh. I would rather swim with sharks in open waters than go skydiving.
For real? Well, we're gonna. So get ready, whether you see him or not.
The eyes. Oh man.
Oh,
I might have to reconsider. I really want to go parasailing.
it's actually pretty lame. I'm not gonna lie.
Really? You've been?
Yeah.
What's the thing where you have the suit on and you're like gliding?
Like a wingsuit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like free diving. Is that it?
I probably won't do that. Zip lining maybe is what I'm thinking of. I'd like to go zip lining.
We could do that.
I'm attached to something.
Yeah. They never do it as steep as you want though. Like they're like overly concerned with safety then. You're like, oh come on, I'm gonna fly down this hill.
Oh my gosh.
Let's go. Yeah. So that is what it is. But Julie, what's your favorite zoo animal? That's number 9, by the way.
Wow, number 9. Definitely one of the big cats. Like a lion, a tiger, a panther.
A bear.
Absolutely love the big cats. I think they're so beautiful and they're so cool. And they're just super chill. They're just like regular cats. They're just big. They're like super chill, super laid back, when they're in the zoo, of course. But I don't know. I just love cats. So I'm definitely a cat lady.
You are a cat.
What about you?
Mine always changes. It always changes. Like every time I go to the zoo, I'm like, no, this is the one. So I'll just run through the list of the different ones that it's been. It's been a polar bear. I think polar bears are pretty cool and they're just like big and majestic. And I heard they can like freaking maul your face off with one.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm like, I wish they were more cuddly, but I get it. We're ruining their habitat, so I don't blame them. But then there's also animals like rhinos and hippos, I think are pretty badass. So every time you actually don't see rhinos and hippos at a lot of zoos, and because I love going to the zoo, I am always at the zoo. Like those 2 animals are one of the rarer animals I see in the zoo. So it's hard to see them. But I'm a fan. I love seeing the otters. Like I love seeing chameleons and giraffes, all the stuff.
I have a really hard time seeing animals in the zoo. I know that oftentimes they're probably more protected because of the care they get at a zoo, but not all zoos are the same. So sometimes I feel really, really bad for them, especially if they're just not supposed to be in captivity, some of them, But there's this really, really cool wildlife zoo here on the west side in Glendale.
Yeah, I've been to that.
You have? Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. So I took my mom and Anthony and Alex there when they visited me last January last March. And they just let these animals run wild. And every animal has their own little big area, and it's like on real dirt. Like there's nothing man-made about it. It's like super cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that zoo a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
And remember we went to the Phoenix Zoo and we rode that giraffe or the camel. We rode the camel.
I didn't even ride it, but I watched you ride it.
You didn't? Oh, I was the only one who rode it.
You rode it in a circle, right? I had already.
Dave the camel.
Yeah, I only didn't ride it because I already rode one in Egypt, and
Oh.
But it's okay though. But they had 2 people on it, and I wish they hadn't done that. And looking back, I'm like, I wish I hadn't done that. But one person, I mean, it's a big camel.
Yeah, that was pretty cool though. He was a cool camel.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll maybe make it to the zoo here if it's open. But it's not.
Please.
It's not as not quite as exciting. Okay, we're moving on.
Moving on.
And we're going to Maui Beer.
I'm so excited for this one. I haven't had it before, but anything coconut is my jam, girl. So I'm so excited for this one.
Yes, this is coconut hiva. The W's in Hawaiian, just like if you say Hawaii, it's actually Hawaii. So it would be
I didn't know that.
So this is a porter from Maui Brewing Company. I think it's pretty good, but I have had better porters. I just wish it were thicker. So if you're listening, Maui, I love you. I really do. Make it thicker.
Let's see what it looks like in the glass.
This is it. And
Ooh.
I poured a little bit more than the 2 ounces, you can see.
Love it.
A different brewing company in Lahaina, Maui, but don't tell anybody. So cheers.
Cheers.
Julie, your favorite fast food?
Burger King chicken sandwiches.
Delicious.
Hands down. I haven't had one in years though. I actually haven't had McDonald's in like 9 years. I haven't had Burger King in like 15 years. The last fast foodie item I ate was In-N-Out, but that was back before I became vegetarian. So I haven't had any fast food in such a long time.
Are you officially vegetarian now?
Pretty much. I don't eat any meat. I haven't had any meat since like June, July.
It's so casual of you. You didn't even tell me.
I did tell you. You always say that. Every time I tell you, you say you didn't. I didn't tell you. I always do. But you know what, though? I have been thinking about like some nice buffalo chicken wings. So I might have to take a little trip.
Fish when you're here, because I mean, that's Hawaii. You have to have fish. Are you gonna? I know you're not like super.
Oh, I like salmon. I like salmon. I like
Yeah.
tuna. I like sushi. I like the sushi grade stuff.
Okay. Are you gonna try poke?
Sure.
All right. Okay.
I'll try anything once, girl. You know that.
Very good. Cheers. So So my favorite fast food would have to be Taco Bell. I've been a vegetarian for a very long time, so there's not a lot of fast food places until very recently that even had anything. But that Impossible Whopper is delicious. So highly recommend. Nice. Yeah, but otherwise, I usually go to Taco Bell if I'm going to get fast food, which of course I try not to do, but shit happens.
Shit happens.
It happens. And if I go to McDonald's, I get that McGriddle because it's delicious.
Girl, I hear you. I hear you. My thing in college was the sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits. Oh my gosh. I used to date a guy in Chicago, and so I would drive up to Chicago and back, and every time I was on my way home, I would grab like 2 sausage, egg, and cheese biscuits at the same McDonald's. It was on like the 65 or something. Or whatever that big highway is.
Recording in 3 seconds. Can you do that? Click pause.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm pausing. Okay, had to change rooms because my neighbor is mowing. So it's a little bit more soundproof, but the lighting's not as good, so I'm salty. But here we are. So, Julie, what is your guilty pleasure?
My guilty pleasure. Wow. Watching Chopped. Binge watching Chopped one after another. Really any cooking show or any show on HGTV, really. I mean, I really just love sitting on my couch on an evening where I don't have anything else to do in my life and letting myself relax and just watch these shows. Also, I love getting my nails done. I love getting my nails done. I got them done today, actually.
Oh my gosh. You're putting me to shame.
Dude, I love them. I got a new guy did them today, and he did a phenomenal job. These are my real nails, by the way. No tips.
Great.
Spooky vibes. But I think those are my 2 big ones. Watching those shows, Chopped or HGTV. Honestly, my favorite show on HGTV is Flip or Flop with Christina and Tarek.
You like that more than
Magnolia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do. Because I love Christina's vibes. She always has like the most modern like taste and like glam fashion type of vibes, and I want to be like that. So I like her. And Tarek's kind of hot too, so.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
What about you? What's your guilty pleasure?
I don't know. This one's kind of tough. I would just have to say, I guess, that it would be watching shows. Like, we started watching The Ultimate Fighter, which is like kind of like watching Jersey Shore with fighting cook-off show mix.
Love it. Love it.
It's not quite as vulgar and stuff as like Jersey Shore, but it's good. So like watching something like Jersey Shore or watching The Ultimate Fighter or something like that would be that, or like just eating an insane amount of cheese would be a guilty pleasure. If anyone saw how much I would eat, I would feel like some type of way, you know. But I'm gonna eat it.
I remember when we lived in Ahwatukee, weren't you watching the Kardashians back to back?
No, I tried to get into, I wanted to like understand the hype. Like I try to do that, like even with news, like I'll watch like my news channel, but I want to watch another news channel. I just want to understand, right? And like, so
Yeah.
I was watch the Kardashians like to get it, but I couldn't get it.
So it was the Jersey, I remember it either being the Kardashians or Jersey Shore.
It must have been Jersey Shore, because
I think it was.
It was like so bad it's good, you know?
Yeah.
It's so like, nah, are you for real? Like that it's good. So yeah, it was probably good.
I love it.
Okay, we got one more in this section, okay?
Okay.
What 3 items do you take with you to a deserted island?
Okay, I have a clarifying question to ask. Is this assuming that I get to take like my contacts or my glasses or like the things I need? Or is this like, no, I'm just a human and I don't have anything I need and I take the 3 things?
A follow-up question to your follow-up question. Is there anything you need to survive besides your contacts, like to like live like a normal person?
No.
Okay, then I'll let you have those, but if you had more, I was going to call you needy and say no, those had to count.
What about my inhaler? And I know you have an inhaler. No? Okay, so I'm going to suffocate to death. Okay. So I can see, but I can't breathe. Okay.
But do you need it on the regulars?
No.
Then no.
You're right. Okay, so just my contacts. Okay. 3 things I would take on a deserted island.
You needy bitch. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm a little high maintenance sometimes.
I'm just kidding.
Wow, a bathing suit, right? Or is it, wait, are we going naked or are we going with a bathing suit? Like, what's the gig?
You have like the bare minimum cover.
Okay, bare minimum. Deserted island. 3 things. Wow.
You're going on Survivor, girl. Like, what's up? What are you bringing?
This is tough. Do they have to be in my possession already, or can they be whatever I think I need?
Whatever you think you need, you can acquire it. Don't be
probably
like a bazooka or something. Don't say that.
I probably will need like a heavy duty knife, right? Okay. Like, yeah, so some sort of like cutting device, a knife. Sunscreen, because your girl, I burn really bad. I'm gonna need some sunscreen.
Well, that's
okay, so a knife, some sunscreen, and some sunglasses.
You know, you're gonna die. You're gonna die on this island. Okay, so I will take, let me just answer it. I will also take a knife because it's a weapon. It can also cut things that you need to build things, right? So the knife, I agree. But I would also have something to like a tarp or some sort of fabric that could be used as a tarp and a blanket. So it's versatile here.
Oh.
Do I need a roof? Do I need a blanket?
Thought about this.
Girl, I'm worried. I live on an island already, so I'm already halfway there.
That's right. That's so right.
And lastly, what would I bring? Well, I suppose if there's a way to communicate with the outside world, like a radio, I would bring that. But if I can't communicate with the outside world, and that's not an option either, then a lighter, something to make fire. So food, fire, building, warmth, and you can come in my tent.
You are prepared, and I applaud you for that. You're definitely surviving, and I'm not.
Oh, shit. Oh, gosh. I'm living in fear. Here we go. So here's my second local beer. This one's from Honolulu Beer Works, also on the island of Oahu, where I live, also in Honolulu County, where I live, and also located in Waikiki. No, very, very near. It's in town, as we call it. It's in town. So this is the Kualos Cream Ale. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't know the word of Kualos yet. It may mean octopus. No, that's not it, because we use octopus we call taco, which is the Japanese word for octopus, taco. But koalos, I don't know. But anyway, this is the Kualos Cream Ale. So you're gonna keep drinking that. I'm gonna drink the Kualos Cream Ale. It looks like this, and I don't remember how it tastes. So here we go. Cheers.
Cheers. I'm gonna have some more Maui.
Girl, they obviously they have a brewery in Maui, but they have one downtown here in Honolulu, and it's just really gorgeous on the second floor, all open, overlooking.
It's like
little streets. She lets you pick her up like that?
Yeah, she's my special girl.
Aw, little streets. Hi, pretty girl.
Oh, gee.
Aw. Little trucks won't let me pick her up yet. She's
the only reason she let me pick her up is because she wants to go outside, so she's trying to bribe me.
Oh, that little. Okay, so you're asking questions here, so go for it, girl.
Oh,
it's the beer.
Yes, it's the Maui. Okay, so Des, which of your 5 senses would you say is the strongest?
This is hard, and I'm gonna sound like a bragging bitch, but my senses are great. They're in tune, all of them. I'm very fortunate for this, actually. I feel grateful for this all the time. I can hear things like a mile away, and I can smell things a mile away. And I just got my vision checked, and I need 1.25 reading glasses. But other than that, I can see really far, so don't play me. But yeah, I don't know. I would have to probably say my hearing, and the only reason I say that is because I tend to hear things that other people don't hear, and I'll hear something and I'm like, did you guys hear that? It sounded like X, and I'm like, I didn't hear anything. It happens all the time, so I'm just like, or at the mall, like we'll have an alarm that goes in the hallway, but you can't really hear it in our office. But I'm the only one that ever hears it, and I can shut it off in my office, but no one ever hears it, and I get up and shut it off. They're like, what? The alarm was up? I was like, yeah, it was going. So it would have to be my hearing, I guess. But don't play with me, because my senses are good, and I'll smackety smack you. What you got?
Well, we all know I'm like blind pretty much. So I have like a -4 and like a -4.25 prescription. So I can't see without my glasses or my contacts, which is why I'm pretty screwed if I get deserted on an island with no contacts or no glasses. I won't be able to see anything. So I hope you're with me, Des. I hope you're with me. So I'm blind. My nose doesn't work that well either. But it might be because I have cats and I don't know, whatever. Hearing, okay, so hearing I would say is probably my like runner up, but I have a twist, and I want to say that out of my 6 senses, my intuition is the strongest. I feel like I have like this sense of things most of the time. Like 95% of the time I'm on point. So my intuition is the number 1. Hearing would be runner up. Yeah.
I love that you said that. I'm not surprised. It's very Julie-esque. And I know your intuition's on. I'll say, you know what? I feel like mine's pretty on too, but you're definitely, it's definitely a sense. Okay. One person past or present that you want to meet.
My grandma Phyllis, my mom's mom. So I met her when I was really, really young. I don't remember her at all, but she died of breast cancer when I was young, when my mom was young. So I would love to be able to meet her as an adult. I don't know if she would be alive today. I think she'd be like maybe late 80s, early 90s right now. But if she was still alive, like I would love to be able to meet her again. Apparently, my mom says apparently I have her hair color. That's where I got my red hair. So yeah, my grandma Phyllis.
Okay.
She left a little too soon.
Aw. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
That's okay. What about you?
Oh, I was gonna say someone like Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I got all deep.
I would love that. Yeah. Or Obama, or
Obama would be dope. Yeah.
yeah, or maybe Oprah or Gandhi.
Beyonce would be cool.
Yeah.
I would really love to meet Cardi B, for sure. Would love to meet Cardi B. Would love to meet her. Maybe Janae Aiko. She's one of my favorites. She's super chill.
Definitely.
Drake. I would like to meet Drake just because he's Drake.
I'm like Gandhi. You're like, yeah, I would like to meet Drake. So I hope you feel good being put in that same category, you know?
Oh,
So,
man.
yeah. Hell yeah. All right. Julie, are you a clean or a messy person?
Clean.
I don't know.
1000% of the time. Huh?
I'm just kidding.
Totally clean. Like, I love an organized space and a clean counter and a clean toilet and a clean bathroom. Always clean, always.
Yes.
What about you?
I clean, but with a asterisk. But I overbook myself and everything I do, so I'm always too busy. Like today, I'm going on 2 hikes, recorded a podcast, and had a video call about opening up a business with friends. So very busy day, proud of it. But what it means is sometimes the dishes don't get done in time and I don't get to vacuum as much as I want to. So I wish I could have both, but I'm learning to accept like sometimes you have to sacrifice one thing for the other thing. So
Yeah.
I find is like we clean the house a lot on the weekends and like gradually through the week it kind of like and then it goes back up again. So that's like kind of the life we live. That's what it is.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think you're on the right track though, because you're doing the work that adds most value to you in your life. So yeah, if you gotta save the dishes for a few days because you're on a call about opening a business, fuck yeah, you better do that. Like,
You're right.
leave the dishes for the next day. Yeah.
It's hard though. It causes anxiety because like just like you, I love the clean house. Like for me, it's like the clean space, a clear mind. But sometimes you just can't have it all. So
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, Julie.
IPA. Now, Papago Brewing Company has one of our favorites, as Orange Blossom.
And this
is
different.
A new one. This is a new
Orange
one.
Blossom is a wheat ale, and this is an IPA.
Yep. This is new though. I haven't seen this until about like June, July. So I think this is their new one. It's got orange plus hops. And it says India Pale Ale brewed with fresh orange zest, agave, and sage. So we're going to give it a little go here. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that nice color. Very, very nice IPA there. Not too dark.
A fine color indeed.
Cheers.
I'm still going with the Kualos Cream Ale, which by the way is very good.
So this beer, OMG. It gets an OMG.
Is that the first time you're having it?
Second or third. It is orange and it hits you at first with a little bit of sweetness and zestiness, and it finishes hoppy. And it is so nice. Totally. It's like you can drink this anytime type of beer at the pool, chilling out on the porch, just because like it's so nice. It's so light. It's not a very hoppy IPA, and it's so orangey. So like if you're a female beer drinker and you're looking to like get into something a little bit more hoppy than you're used to, I think this is a really good transitioner because it still has a lot of sweetness to it, and it's super nice.
Hell yeah.
So very nice, very nice.
Can't wait to try that next time I'm there. That looks delicious. All right, here we go. Julie, something you've done but you wouldn't do again.
Something I've done but I would not do again. Well, you already know that one answer, but I can't say that here. So
I was like, oh yeah.
let's see. Something I've done but wouldn't do again. Date the wrong person. I feel like over the last, like my entire life, I feel like it's just been like a trial and error thing, like trying to figure out like what I like, what I don't like. So the last person I dated, I was finally like, okay, I've done my research. Like I know what I want, I know what I don't want, and I'm ready. I'm like ready for my guy, like ready for the real deal. So I'm not gonna date just to date anymore. I'm not gonna date just to go out and have fun. It's gonna be now, it's gonna be like go big or go home type of shit from now on.
Okay.
What about you?
My answer is almost the same, I think. I would, well, I don't want to get into, there's one other thing that I wouldn't do again that I did, but I don't want to get into that. So I'm going to say there is just guys that I did the unofficial dating thing with that I wouldn't do again. Just, you're either committed to me and you're going to put a title on it or you're not.
Right.
End of story. Okay. Moving on. Julie, do you love or hate roller coasters?
It's right in the middle, girl. I don't love, but I don't hate. I'm willing to try, and I'm willing to fake it till I make it. But they do, I do get really, I get a headache after I do them for like over and over and over again. Like the last time I went on a roller coaster, it was Halloween weekend in Cedar Point. I think you and I went.
I was like, that was us.
So Halloween weekend in Cedar Point, super freaking fun. I loved the vibes. But yeah, man, I always just get a headache after roller coasters, and I cannot do anything that spins around. I get sick. So I don't love, I don't hate. I'll try it, but it's not like yeah, let's go on a roller coaster. I'm not like that kind of person. What about you?
I love roller coasters. You crazy? Like yes, put me on a roller coaster. Let's do it. I do find like as I get older, for some reason I will get motion sickness for like no reason. Like I'll be in the back seat, I'm like, am I gonna throw up? Like why do I feel this way? But I hopefully it hasn't been too long, and when I be on a roller coaster I'll be fine. So we'll see.
Yeah.
Okay. So the last one on here is name a family tradition. The last one in this section. Name a family.
I have two. So on my mom's side, my Polish side, at Christmas time, before my grandpa died, we used to have these headbands that had antlers on them. And every Christmas party, we would put them on to open up gifts, and we would take funny pictures with them. So that's on my mom's side. And then on my dad's side, I would say we always have Italian food for Christmas. We always have fontanella cheese. And we always have my grandma's homemade fudge recipe. So it's both for Christmas, but two different sides of the family.
I love that.
Yeah. What about you?
For me, it would just be this thing. My great grandma Friel, we just lost her on Christmas of 2018, actually. So she told my brother she was going to make it to 107, and she didn't quite make it to 100, but we love her. And I don't know if she started it or if her grandparents started it or not. So it could be around even longer than I know. I need to get some clarification. But whenever we're leaving her house, we're driving away, she would always stand in the window and wave goodbye and do I love you or I love you and blow a kiss, or like I love you more, like all that in the window. So we've always done that with her and with my grandma and with my mom. Like even when we end the workout, I like blow mom a kiss and I say I love you. So it's super cute. It's a cute little family tradition.
I love that. And that actually just made me think of something else. I don't want to like take away from your answer, but at all. But on my mom's side, the way we say I love you is I love your hair. my Aunt Kathy Castelli started it. So if you say, like, if you're telling somebody that you love them, you say, I love your hair, hope you win. It's the weirdest thing ever, but
makes sense, but you do you.
I don't even know who started it, but I just all the time, I love your hair, hope you win. I don't know why.
Hey, every family's got their thing. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, girl, we on to the Hanalei. You got to tell us about this. Hanalei. Okay, tell us about it.
Hanalei IPA is actually one of my favorite beers of all time. It is. I'm so excited for you to try this. It's so good. It's
Me too.
Perfect. I love fruity IPAs. Like I love fruity and hazy IPAs.
Same.
So, I mean, this is brewed with passion fruit, orange, and guava, which there's a juice here called Pog that everyone drinks. It's passion fruit, orange, guava. It's super popular. Even as a kiddie drink, it's not alcoholic.
Nice.
So it's passion fruit, orange, guava beer. It's so good. Hanalei is a city that is in Kauai, which is one of the islands we have not yet been to, but it's the island we're going to next. I got those Southwest miles, so we're very excited. So enjoy the Hanalei. It's one of my favorites. You're going to love it.
Cheers. Wow.
It is so good every time.
Wow. OMG, girl. We have to take this kayaking when we go. It literally says, kayak the stunning Hanalei Bay and ease your way through the tropical paradise of northern Kauai. Refresh your senses with this crisp island IPA. The subtle bitterness of hops is balanced by passion fruit, orange, and guava. Easy does it. I love how they say easy does it.
I wish you could see all the little islands here. I'd show you where, but you can't really see it. So
No, I can.
okay. But Kauai, yes, it's
Love.
supposed to be more of like the Garden Isle because it's like most people live on Oahu and Honolulu County, and then the next most populated is Hawaii Island, the Big Island, and then the third most is Maui. I think it actually goes Oahu, Maui, Big Island. I think I screwed that up, so excuse me. But then after all of those three is Kauai. So
I'm taking some pics. I know we're in the middle of recording, but I wanted to take a pic for Insta.
so good. So good. Oh my God.
All right, guys. Excuse me. Sorry about that. So Des, are you a cat person or a dog person?
Dogs, moving on.
All right. No further explanation.
I am more of a dog person. I just appreciate how dogs appreciate me, and I love them and their energy, I guess. Yeah. But obviously I have a cat too, and I love cats and I love all animals, and I find cats to be a little bit more passive aggressive and like touchy, and it's annoying to me that I can pet them 1 second, but then I get bad at the next. So I don't appreciate that so much, but I still love cats, of course. So
nice.
The beard's making me burp.
I know, I had a few too. Sorry. So ladylike.
Yeah.
I'm definitely a cat person for sure. As you know, I have 2 beautiful kitties. But I love dogs. Dogs are cool. Love dogs. I mean, some dogs are cooler than others. Juno, hands down, my favorite dog ever. And he's a great dog. And Pharaoh and Juno got along so well. They loved each other. And I have a few like dogs growing up that have been special to my heart that I'll always like be fond of. But I don't like just any dog. It's got to be like a cool dog, you know, like one who like gets me type of thing, and I get him or her. So definitely a cat person. I love cats. Cats are so freaking cute. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
I love cats.
Oh yeah.
All right, I got another big one for you. You ready?
Okay.
What's one thing you're working on or changing about yourself right now for the better? I should say improving, not changing, improving.
Changing's okay. I think changing does not bad. But there are several things, but I would say one of the main ones is just learning how to live confidently and not in fear all the time. Like I realized that I think a lot, we'll get into this later, but a lot of my childhood was just changing and erratic, and I never knew what was going to happen, and things would just, like the rug would be pulled out right from underneath me when I least expected it. And so as an adult, like I'm always like on edge, like ready for that rug to be pulled out, and it's not. So I'm learning how to just not live like on edge and like in fear every day of like what's going to happen next, or like just losing everything.
Yeah.
So I realized, you know, that I wake up every day just kind of like freaked out, like I'm going to lose it all today. And I just worry about everything I do. Like I can make the slightest mistake at work and I'm just like, all right, I'm going to get fired. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my house. My whole life's over.
Oh,
Like chill down. So like, that's what I'm working on, is just being able to like take a step back and just like, you're not going to lose everything, like every moment, like it's okay. And you can live in peace in this moment. So that's what I'm working on. What are you?
I love that. I love that, Des. Sorry, what'd you say? I didn't mean to interrupt.
It's your turn.
Oh, okay. A big thing for me is just being more vulnerable, trying to be more myself, less guarded, less reserved, more just being who I am in the moment. Because there's always this thing that happens in my brain. I'm out in something, and or I'm like talking to a new person, or I'm talking to a friend or anybody, and there's something in my brain that says, hey, back it up, like you don't need to be saying all of that, you don't need to be doing all of that, like just keep it cool, keep it like one direction, like you don't need to like let everybody know who you are. And I'm like, wait, no, like stop Julie, stop my brain, like I want to just be me, you know. And so that's one thing that I've learned this year, really, on a big level, just like working on like really being myself and not caring anymore about what other people think, you know, like finding value in who I truly am, and not being worried about what others may judge me on. So that's like my overarching lesson of 2020.
I love it. That's great.
Yeah.
Good for you. Good for you.
Cheers to that. Cheers to that.
All right, we are on.
All right, guys, are you? I have one more for you.
Oh, fuck.
Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I am an introverted extrovert. I probably, to anybody who's met me at a party or like in a meeting, would say an extrovert. But I feel like it's one of those fake it till you make it things where like I'm super, super uncomfortable being that person that goes around and talks to everybody and is like cracking jokes and like being, you know, like that makes me very uncomfortable, but I do it anyway. So I'm one of those people who I feel like I prefer not having to interact with anyone, but if I fake it, I'm good at it. And so I take one for the team and I do it. So I feel kind of like that's who I am.
I'm making faces because, girl, like all our lives, you've always, whenever you and I go out, you're always the life of the party.
I know.
Between you and I, you're always the one making friends, always the one going up to the hot guys, getting phone numbers. I cannot believe you just said that, because that is totally not what you put out to the world.
I know. It scares the shit out of me. I will spend days like in a nauseous, anxious state about an interaction like that. But when I get there, I'm like, mama didn't raise no quitter. And I go in. Like, I'm like, I'll be damned if I'm going to come to this party and not be the life of this party. So, yeah, it's wild, the stuff that goes through my head to get me, like, amped up for this stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow, girl.
Obviously, some of it comes natural to me, which I cannot attribute to anything. Like, some of it just came natural to me. I don't know. But is it a fight to get that shit going sometimes? Yeah. So I feel like I just walk into a party, I'm like, hello. Like, no, I don't feel that way, even though it might look like it. So I'm just faking it well, clearly.
You're so funny.
All right, Julie, introvert or extrovert?
Oh man, it's hard to answer. I feel like I'm right in the middle. There are definitely times where I'm feeling more social and more extroverted than others. But I feel like I definitely gain energy from being around people. I like, even if I don't talk or socialize with people, I like being around people. Like sometimes I will go thrift shopping or to TJ Maxx just to look and just to like observe and be around people, just because I like to be around others. And I'll even go to like the pool by myself just so I can like be around people.
Yeah.
So maybe I lean a little bit more towards extroverted. It's probably like 60-40, 60% extroverted, 40% introverted. And I'm definitely becoming more extroverted as I get older and older and learn more about myself and what I value. But yeah, kind of right in the middle. But girl, I cannot even believe that you answered that way, because every single time you and I went out in Nashville, Dallas, Phoenix, any college, you were always the life of the party. And I remember even at some points even envying you for being that way, because like, I'm like, wow, I want to be that way, but I don't have that in me right now. And I'm just like, okay, girl, do your thing, girl. And you were like getting guys left and right and like making friends and like, hey, Julie, we're going to go hang out at their house tonight, and we're going to go there after. We're going to do this, we're going to do that. And I'm like,
Oh, dang.
I'm just here for the ride. I'm just here for the ride.
Well, I appreciate it. And maybe I almost like, I feel like, am I wrong? Like, maybe I'm wrong about what I'm saying. Like I said, I feel like a lot of it comes naturally to me, but maybe it's like I have to amp myself up for it. But like after I'm in it, it kind of like settles in.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's, well, I mean, first of all, just put enough booze in me and I'll be fine. But like, you know, I think that's what it is. It's just like, I'm freaked out. I'm like, oh, I'm drunk. Okay. Woo! Like, who cares? So I have to guess that's what it is. But we are ready for my, let me see here. My third local beer. This is Aloha Brew.
Hola.
Brew. And this one is actually from the Kailua Kona area of Big Island, the island of Hawaii. So this is right by Kona Brewing Company, and John and I went here. So this is made here in Hawaii. Fun fact, the little ridges on the cans here, they actually save aluminum. So apparently this is the most efficient way to make a can to save the most aluminum. So
love that.
Environmentally way to do it to date, from my understanding. Yeah, so this is an IPA. It's just called Ola Brew IPA, West Coast style, 6.5%. I don't remember how it tastes. So this is how it looks.
Oh, it's a good color.
Looks like piss. Here we go. Oh, yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it's very good. It's very sweet. Very sweet and light. It's kind of like the Hanalei for sure. So I definitely recommend this one. Is it my turn to ask the questions?
Sure
Julie,
is.
what is your Myers-Briggs personality type?
I'm an ENFP. So extroverted, intuitive, feeling, perceiving. What about you?
It's so weird. Have we talked about this before?
I think so. You're like one letter off from me, I think,
Yeah,
right?
I'm an
JJ.
ENFJ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
So, but apparently the thing I tested closest to being besides an ENFJ is an INFJ, which is the introverted version of what I am. So I'm, again, not super surprised by the way I described that thing, knowing that about myself, but still happy to know that it's surprising to hear that. Yeah. Okay,
Cool.
ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Do you believe in aliens?
I do. I do think there are extraterrestrial beings out there. Like, I just think about how big the universe is and how big the galaxies are and how there are so many other planets in our solar system. We cannot be the only people or like organisms living on this planet. Like, there has to be more, right? That's how I think. So what do you think?
Yeah, no, I definitely think there is outside life in the universe. There has to be. Like, I see no other way of it. Like, just to think we're the only life out here is kind of wild. I think
Right.
that, just the ability to travel to that other planet, wherever it is, like that may be without, like, not even within the realm of reality for us because of our lifespan compared to the speed of light and the distance things are away from us. So that's just what it is at this point. So
Yeah.
I believe that there's something out there. I just don't believe we made contact yet, for sure.
I agree.
And Julie, what is your definition of leadership?
My definition of leadership is, so I believe that true leaders, so some people say that leaders are leaders because of their influence on others. They don't define influence though, so influence could mean anything positive or negative. So you could have negative influence on somebody, which means like your influence makes somebody do negative things. Or you can have positive influence on somebody where you help people do positive things. So I like to throw out the version of leadership and influence where influence says that you can do negative things, because leadership should really be about serving others and being just being a nice, kind of like example to others. So I believe my definition of leadership is influencing others to do positive things, either for others, so serving others, or positive things for themselves or for like the organization you work for or whatever. So I'm always on like the path of light, the path of good. So just like good influence, I guess, is leadership to me. What about you?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, here's what I'll say. I still think it's leadership if it's influencing people to do bad things. Like, I would say Hitler, though a horrible, horrible fucking person, some might define as a good leader because of his ability to get others to follow him.
That's right.
Into the result that he was, you know what I mean? So what he did was he successfully defined a commonality for everybody to work toward, and people worked toward, and he spoke in a motivating way. And he, you know, I don't even want to speak about Hitler more, to be honest with you, but some of the things he did were very much true to the definition of a leader in the way that I define them. However, is that the leader I want to be? No, of course it's not the leader I want to be. So I want to be a leader who inspires and who leads by example and who helps people understand why they're doing things. I hate when anybody that's working for me or around me is doing something, but they don't even know why they're doing it. They're just doing it because it's the rules or it's the process or whatever. Like, I want them to know, like, oh, I have to stamp this because stamping means X. Like, I have to send this every Tuesday because that means X. Like, I want to make sure they understand why they're doing things, and that will inspire people to love what they do and to feel pride in what they do, right? So an inspiring leader. That's my definition of leadership, and that's what's important.
That was a really great answer. Totally amazing. You blew me out of the water, and you're on track. Absolutely. It's so good. Okay, so I saved my best and most favorite local beer for last. And the reason I say that is because this beer, number one, tastes like coffee. Number two,
is this from Huss?
It's brewed by a Purdue Boilermaker.
No.
Voila! We got the Huss.
The coffee Kolsch. I love that coffee Kolsch.
Girl, a Purdue Boilermaker owns this brewery here.
I did not know that.
Yes, girl. Boiler up, girl.
I'm not going to go that far. You need to chill out, but.
See how you graduates running a brewery out here. Okay.
Good beer right there.
Anyways, I guess we'll pour a little bit. We'll pour a little bit in the glass. It's very light, very nice. It's cheers. Cheers, by the way.
Cheers. I love that beer. It's so good.
You definitely get like the essence of coffee as you drink it, and very light, very airy, a little sweet. Not super like dark coffee. It's definitely more like just a light coffee flavor. So I love it. But
hell yeah.
All right, Des, question number 25. What are your top 3 values?
I would say number 1 is honesty. I learned over time, and I've shared this a little bit in our journey on the podcasting, how to express what I'm feeling and to validate my own emotions. And it's so important to me that for example, my partner or my friend is willing to tell me those things too. So just being able to be honest. But I think that comes on the other side of it. You have to be willing to accept that honesty too, right? So
yeah.
But yeah, so honesty would be one for me. What else do I value? I value being true to yourself and your heart. Like, it means a lot to me if my partner or my best friend is able to tell me I am feeling like my desires are telling me I need to do X, whatever that, I hate to even say this is to the extreme, right? But if my partner were to say to me, like, my desires, my heart is telling me that I need to be single and I need to devote 100% of my energy into X, I would prefer that they told me that, because I think that they're living a life that's disingenuine because they're pretending to be something that doesn't speak to their heart is not good. It's not in anyone's best interest. So I guess that kind of falls into honesty though too, like being honest to your own true self. So
Yeah.
I guess following your heart's desire is a value, but you could also call it honesty. What else would I call it?
One more value.
I would say I value people who just give it their all. I think
Nice.
it's really important to just go 100 stinking % into it. You got to give it your all. So in everything you do, like everything you do, I don't physically understand how to do anything unless I'm giving it 100%. So I really, really value people that no matter what they're doing, they're giving it their all.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. My top 3, I think the first one is integrity. And I grew into this. It wasn't always this big to me, but integrity, I feel like I just want to always make sure that people know my intentions are always genuine. They always are real and strong and considerate. And I liked, it just feels good to do the right thing over the wrong thing. You know, and I spent a lot of my time in just different parts of my life, different seasons of my life doing the wrong thing, and it just never ends well. So I really learned the value in just doing the right thing. So I really value integrity. Number 2, I think, would be wisdom. Like using the lessons that you've learned in life and applying them to the rest of your life, and making sure you're making the right decisions, you're making the right calls, you're just just making calculated risks, if you will, because that's really all it is you never know what life's going to give you. So just make a calculated risk based on the lessons you've learned, and I don't know, you should be good, and then also just like teach that to others, impart your wisdom and the things you've learned onto others whenever the opportunity arises.
Yeah.
And then number 3, I would say like happiness or positivity. I feel like you can always find the silver lining. There's always a positive message, no matter how deep or how dark something gets in life. There's always something positive about what you're going through. And you as a human being have the choice to find that. And you have the choice to look and put those glasses on and look at your situation through those lenses. So I find myself to be a very happy and positive person. So I just want to be happy. And I want to teach others to be happy. I want others to be happy around me. So
that's what life's all about. We ain't got time to be negative and unhappy.
No.
I love that.
Cheers, girl. Cheers to that. All right, Des, here's another big one. We are saving the big ones for last. I love it. What is the biggest lesson you've learned in the last year?
The importance of being myself.
Ooh, expound.
There's some other lessons I worked through, like conflict management. I worked through self-acceptance. But one thing I haven't gotten to was just, still working on a lesson.
True.
The benefits. Now I know the lesson of the benefits of being oneself, of acting as oneself, of living life as your most authentic self. Now the challenge is just doing that every single day. Because there's this pressure to just like be perfect or be someone who I'm not. And so I feel like I'm living life more so like as that person, but I'm trying to become more and more authentically me every day. So I think the biggest lesson is learning how important it is. And now the challenge is executing, just doing it, you know? What about you?
Love it. The biggest lesson I've learned in the last year is letting go of things or people that don't serve me, and not spending my time on something or someone just because I feel empathetic towards that thing or that person.
That's hard.
It's tough. It is tough. But it's just because, I learned it because I would keep doing these things that don't serve me, and I would always end up like not making any progress and just kind of spinning the wheels and like staying in a cycle, if you will.
Yeah.
And then I would end up feeling like, oh wow, I just wasted X, Y, and Z on this. And then I would get to the next cycle, oh, I just wasted the same things on this. And so I finally learned this year, like, there's a reason why I keep feeling this way. It's because it's not for me. Like, it's not something that needs to stay in my life. Whether it be like an activity or a person or a mindset or whatever, like just anything that doesn't teach me something or make me put one foot in front of the other and move forward. I can't let that be in my life anymore. I'm at this point where I'm like, okay, I'm like over all of the learning that I've done over the last 27 years. It's time for the stuff that really brings fruit, that really helps me plant my roots and grow. So that's been the biggest thing this year.
Totally understandable.
Yeah. Last one for you, girl. What is the hardest decision you've had to make in the last year?
How I was gonna handle 2020. Because
Do tell.
part of me wanted to like lay down and take it. Right? Like this year sucks. It sucks. There are some good things that have come out of it. But I had to decide, was I going to let this year just like roll me over, not even count in my life, like not even take advantage of it? Or was I going to just be like, you know what? This year fucking sucks, but I'm going to suck the good I can suck out of this year. I'm going to freaking, so that's what I decided to do. So I think the decision for me was just like deciding how I was going to tackle this year. Was I just going to like lay back, let it roll me over and just make it through, just like spin through the wheel and just survive? Or was I gonna just grab this freaking year by its horns and just fucking give it to it, you know? Like, that's what I decided to do. So I'm
I love it.
Taking advantage of the weaknesses this year's exposed to me instead of letting it run me over. And I think that was my hardest decision.
Wow, girl. I mean, that's what this year's all about, man. 2020 vision. It's really, it's unveiled a lot of things that we all have to work on. So I love that you learned that. That's awesome.
Thank you. What about you?
The decision. Honestly, the hardest decision was breaking up with the person I last dated this year, because that was the catalyst to all of the other journeys of growth that I've been on this year. If I would have stayed with that person, nothing would have happened the way it happened this year. But because I did break up with the person I last dated, all of the growth and the clarity and the perseverance and the abundance has come to me. And I would not have learned about life in the way that I needed to learn about it had I been with that person. Mm-hmm. So I'm so grateful. It was hard in the moment, very hard in the moment. But here I am.
And by the way, you're rocking that dress. I just started admiring it on you. A little late, right? But like,
thank you.
I love that. You are rocking that. Like, I can't wait for us to take pictures. Bring that.
Thank you, girl. I appreciate that. It's a nice fall dress.
It looks so good.
Fall colors.
Awesome. That's going to be great.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So you're welcome. We wanted to talk about how, like, you've been trying to get here since your birthday in June. We wanted to
yes.
here. And it's
I
just
booked.
quarantine season ever since. So it's been delay. So finally, you're supposed to be coming here for my birthday. Well, 2 days after my birthday and 2 weeks.
Yep.
And this is about, dude, if hopefully this is actually happening. Like if this is happening, it's about to go down.
So down.
Shit's gonna get real. I'm so excited. Like this has been a long time coming. Not just you, just like all my friends have had to delay, like can't come. And the pandemic sucks. I get it. If you've lost someone, please don't think we're downplaying that. Of course, if you've been affected by the virus, we totally feel for you.
Right.
And we just also feel for ourselves here. And I haven't gotten to see Julie in person since January, so I'm fucking ready. Yeah.
Girl, yeah, like
10 months.
I booked the flight to see you in January for my birthday on June 11th. And we had everything planned. And then, of course, come February, March, everything just blew up.
Well, after June, July, closure, August, closure. And September, we're back open here. So
yeah.
So
it's been a weird year, but yeah, I'm so excited to come to Hawaii and see you. And I'm hopeful that it's going to happen this month.
It better happen this month or I'm going to die. But the reason we decided to do 28 questions is because we both turned 28 this year. Julie already turned 28 in June. I turned 28 in 2 weeks. We're both 1992 babies. So we are excited to, unveil these 28 questions to you guys and celebrate our 28th with you. When Julie's here, we're going to record an episode in person. We're also obviously get a ton of just badass footage to share with you guys. So we're just super excited. So our 28th question is, what are you looking forward to most during Julie's trip to Hawaii?
Oh, definitely the beach, the ocean, of course, seeing you, my best friend ever, but the beach, the sun, the ocean, you, Juno, I miss Juno, OMG. Just like the vibes, girl, like the island vibes. I'm so ready to catch those and have so much fun with you. And no matter what we do, we're gonna have fun. You know how we do.
Yeah.
We've been friends for 13 years.
We're not gonna be able to go to the freaking strip club, but you know what? That's all right. I had some plans, man.
We have fun just like sitting on the couch together. Like we're at that point, you know what I mean? Like we just gotta be with each other. So I'm just excited to see you, to be honest.
It's gonna be so badass. Okay, but like I'm excited to show you everything. So I'm excited for the hikes. But I think I'm excited to show you all my favorite things about Hawaii. So probably the kayak out to the Mokes, as we call it, the Mokes, Mokulua Island. So just going out there, bringing the drone, chilling, like teaching you how to surf. Like I really want you.
I'm so excited for that.
I want to teach you to ride. Like I'm so excited. Like I really want to catch that on camera. You've never seen a sea turtle, right?
Probably not. I've seen a lake turtle.
That's like the snapper's not the same. So yes, so I'm excited for you to see. I'm sure you'll see one when you're here. There's almost not a time when I'm in the water that we don't see a sea turtle. So that and the dolphins and just everything. It's gonna be amazing. We're gonna have Mai Tais. We're gonna drink shit out of pineapples. Like I am so excited. It's gonna blow your mind.
Please, you better have a pineapple ready for me. Like when you pick me up from the airport, you're gonna hand me a pineapple and it's gonna have an amazing drink in it.
I already have a plan for picking you up from the airport. I'm gonna embarrass the fuck out of you, so just be ready.
Oh my gosh, you have to have John record it. Oh wait, he's not gonna be there. I'm so mad at him for that. You have to have somebody record it. OMG, I can't believe John is not gonna be there.
I know. He's sad too, but maybe we can all go together to he's at Santa Maria where he's gonna be.
Yeah, we'll go to Cali.
So it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be so awesome.
Oh wow.
2 weeks away. And by the time people are seeing this episode, actually, I think it's gonna be the week that you're here. So
I think so. Yeah. Wow. What a fun episode, Des. We need to do something like this more often. And thank you so much for tuning in and checking this out. We had a lot of fun doing this, and we hope you had fun with us. We hope that it helped you learn more about us as your Trailblazer podcaster hosts. and podcast host.
Well, it's the beer. That's the excuse. But no,
And
we're
also,
grateful for everybody for tuning in and just getting to
yes,
know us a little better. We always hear that feedback. Like, we want to get to know you better. So we thought this might be a fun episode where we ask each other some fun questions, get to know each other better, and we'd love to get to know you a little better. So send us a message, you know?
Yeah, we really want to build with this podcast. We really want more listeners, more downloads. We're going to create more content. We know already that we need to put weekly content out. We're working with the time difference, Hawaii and Arizona, but
our full-time jobs, we're on the grind, ladies.
Yeah.
So we're doing this.
So anyways, your help, your listens, your reviews, your feedback, it all helps. So thanks so much for taking some time out to let us know how you feel. We really appreciate that. And, don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TrailblazHER Podcast, Facebook as well, TrailblazHER Podcast. We're not as active on Facebook as we need to be. We should probably work on that, Des.
On account of the politics.
But you can also email us, trailblazherpodcast@gmail.com. And we are, this was fun, Des. We got to do this again. This is super fun.
Hell yeah. No, we're going to do it again. We're going to do hard seltzers. We're going to do the gin. Let's do it. Let's do like a blind taste test.
Yeah.
I'm burping. It's from the beer. Whatever.
I just had a few too.
Oh, man.
But be assured, we did not drink every single one of these beers. I'm over here now thinking, because I don't like to waste. So I'm like, oh, wow. Either I need to invite some friends over to help me drink the rest of this beer, or I'm going to have to dump it all out. And I hate having to do that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is Saturday. So that's good. So yeah, no, I've started this day with a sunrise hike at 7 a.m. and now I'll be ending this day with a sunset hike.
Aww.
So just trying to make friends, desperately trying to make friends here living in Hawaii. But I literally bought some chairs off Facebook Marketplace, and I ran into the chick who's selling me the chairs, and I was like, yo, don't mean to be weird. I don't have many girlfriends here. Do you want to be my girlfriend?
No way.
I didn't
love that.
My girlfriend, but I was like, do you want to go on a hike or something? And she's like, yeah, let's go on a hike. So we're going on a hike and like 15 minutes. So very excited.
Gotta let you go.
Yeah, it's so exciting. Yeah.
That's so fun. You have to tell me how it goes.
I will. I mean, if it goes really well, then maybe she'll even be here for your birthday. We'll see.
Yes. All right. Well, thanks so much for listening, guys. We really appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Trailblazer. Whatever.
Shaka, Julie.
Shaka.
Thanks, everybody.